All right, now that we know it runs, we got to try to get it to move. So I had looked in here the other day, and it looked pretty good. Gotta get a screwdriver, hold on. Damn, it used to be back in the day, I could just take that with a finger and boop. Not no more. You're old now, you can't do that stuff anymore. All right. Now, they told me that the brakes and everything had been replaced many years ago. Like I said, it was sitting for a very long time, so a lot of this work was done years ago. Well, it's got fluid. It doesn't look the prettiest, but it does have fluid, but it's definitely not getting back. We need to flush it out and try to get it, because I don't think it worked. The brakes work because the pedal just kind of goes to the floor. Yeah, see, that's not. All right, so what I'm gonna do, and I already got this stuff out. I got my torch, a little hammer. I can't get, I think to do any brake work or adjustments or anything on these cars, you have to take the wheels off because they're so offset because of the width. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna try, see this junction right here? I'm gonna try to heat that up. Hopefully there's no gas here. I don't smell anything, so. Let's see if we can heat this up a little bit. Get it to break loose. I see the exhaust is leaking there. Let's do one at a time. All right, let's try this. Give a little tappy tap on it. That just kind of breaks stuff free. Got my Harbor Freight line wrench, which doesn't matter as long as it fits. And it's not gonna fit, is it? Or is it just that rusted? All right, whoa, that's a very awkward position. Really need to get this off of here and get it jacked up in order to do this, because I'm very close to the ground here. It makes it quite difficult. I'm trying to show y'all, it's kind of hard work on one hand. Wonder if it'll fit on that one. I think it's just too. All right, hang tight. I gotta get some other tools. All right, that's not gonna work. I raised this up, tried to get it with both hands. It's just gonna strip and break. I don't know, it's something that'll probably end up having to replace anyway, but right now I'm just trying to get some kind of brakes to get it off the trailer. So, all right, I think we're gonna have to, I did jack it up a little bit. I think I'm gonna have to pull this wheel off and see if I can get in there. I think that's gonna be the only way. All right, just an update where we are. We were told the brakes were done on this at some point. I did blow them off, but they do look pretty good. I got back here, I got the bleeder screw broken. I didn't break it off. I think it's supposed to be quarter inch. Quarter inch was too loose. I hammered a 7mm on it, put a little heat to it, soaked it with some PB Blaster, and it cracked loose. But still have nothing to the back of the car. So what I did was I came up here to the master cylinder, did the same thing with this bleeder screw, and we still have nothing. Even when I hit the brake, I don't get anything out of there. So is it a bad master cylinder, or is it just crap in the lines? I don't know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this line off, try to blow through it and see if we get something out back. and then we'll evaluate, you know, just a step at a time, you know, just figure out what works and what doesn't. You know, I think it might be the master cylinder because it was cruddy. So all right, I will pick you up when I don't want to bore you with this stuff takes a lot of time, so there's no sense in me filming it all. I'll just update you on what I do. All right, so it's quite cold out today. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. It's 24 degrees with 40-mile-an-hour gusts. We are a little protected back here, but still don't know how long I'm gonna be out here. But I didn't show, well, I did try to show you, I flushed the fuel tank out yesterday and had all the footage, and somehow lost all the footage. So we don't have the footage for about a half hour of that, but it wasn't anything crazy important or interesting, but I try to show you stuff. So we took the sending unit out of the fuel tank, and we flushed fuel through the lines into a 5-gallon bucket. There was about 3.5 gallons in there. We ran some sea foam through it and some fresh fuel, flushed it all the way up to the front here, and actually it was coming out pretty clean. Let me open the hood here. Hang on one second. Hold on, don't go anywhere. Oh, it's a two-handed job because this hood's so big and heavy. We put this stupid fuel filter in because that's the only one I had, and it leaks, which I need to throw it in the garbage. I don't know why I've kept it all these years, but those see-through, I just wanted to see if there was any junk in the fuel tank still, but we did get a metal one today or yesterday. I guess it came in the mail, so we're gonna put that on today. We're gonna try to do something maybe with this manifold. We got to try to drill this. Turns out I do have the exhaust donuts. I found them. I knew I had them. Let me show you real quick. See, like I said, I have all kinds of stuff. It's just a question of finding it all, and it's been moved around so many times, but I did dig it up. We put this battery on charge, and see, we got a whole thing of them, so that's good. I try to top my batteries off when they're sitting, especially when it's this cold. This way they're fully charged. But yeah, we have, I think these bigger ones are the ones. I knew I had them somewhere, just couldn't find them, but we found them, and we got to clean this area out still, like always. There's always something to do. So yeah, like I said, I don't know, we might just change this filter. It's kind of cold. The sun's nice and bright, but it's still below freezing and nasty. So all right, enough rambling. I'm gonna go in the shop here. It's like 61, 62 degrees in here. I turned the heat on first thing this morning. That is what's nice about being insulated. 61 degrees. It's been running, I guess, about 2 hours. It was 37 in here this morning, but walls are insulated, ceiling's insulated, and floor is insulated. Now, people down here, when I was going to pour this, I put 2-inch foam below the concrete. Everybody's like, oh, what do you do? That's the waste. It's not going to work. It's not. Well, that's what they do up north. It helps keep the floor warmer than what it's supposed to. Because if it's just concrete, it just the cold just wicks up right through it. But I mean, it's still cold, don't get me wrong, but it's not like an ice cube. So, all right, enough rambling. Let's try to get this fuel filter changed. I will show you when I get something done, hopefully. So we got the filter changed out. No big deal, wasn't that much of a project. It was just a couple hose clamps, so got that done. Now I think we are going to try to tackle this broken off stud. What I did was I took my grinder, ground it flat, and put a punch on it. I was able to wedge it over, and then I'm going to hopefully, this little DeWalt right angle drill thingy attachment, I'm going to try to drill this out like that. I bought these small magnetic bits, and we're gonna see. Unfortunately I can't film this because it's too cold out here. The camera keeps shutting off if I leave it for more than a minute or so because it's so cold. But what I'll do is once I get some of it drilled with the pilot, I'll show you, and then I'll show you once I'm tapping it and stuff. So all right, hang tight. All right, we got the pilot hole through. I think I'm a tiny bit off center. It's hard to really figure out which way the angle is on this because it's just an awkward angle, but all in all it worked good. The smallest bit did break. It broke very easy. I was probably pushing too hard, but so what we're going to do now is go up in stages from this until we get to, I guess it's 5/16, yeah, and then we're going to try to run a tap through it. Might have to go up one step more to get a 3/8 tap through it, and yeah, let's see what happens. All right, we got that drilled out. We were able to get the 3/8 tap through it. End up having to do get a little tricky, use a 1/2 inch drive on this nut. Had to be very careful going back and forth. Don't want to break that that tap off in there because that's hardened, and then it would be a nightmare. But we got it drilled and tapped, so now we got 3/8 threads again. I'm going to check this exhaust donut. I think it's okay. Probably put a little high temp silicone around it. I see there's a little baby crack in the pipe there, but I'm going to blow it all out, clean it up, and put a new bolt in it and try not to break off anymore. That's the trick here. It's kind of hard on this old stuff, but all right, well, that was successful, so we'll call that a win for right now. All right, we got the replacement bolt in there. The flange itself is a little tweaked, but we got it tightened down good. Got our factory spring back on there, and hopefully that'll work. Hopefully that'll stop the exhaust leak on this side. So we'll keep our fingers crossed, and we'll go with it. All right, now we got to try to figure out what we're going to do on this side. We don't want to break bolts off, but it's hard to get to. So I might end up taking all this stuff off to get to this a little easier. Maybe move these wires out of the way, and then maybe I can get a torch on this bolt here and maybe work it back and forth. But I don't know if we're going to do it with that today because, well, it is up to a balmy 31, but it's still blowing, so it's quite chilly. All right, I'll pick you up when we do something else.